Back again like I never left. Back again like I never left. Back again like I never left. This is your girl, Jay. I need water. Girl, this is your girl, J Essence. J Essence Journeys, live in the morning for me. This is a morning musing. It is 3:56 a.m. and I want to tell you what's on my mind. And I'm starting off like this. Oh, oh, we halfway there. Oh, oh, living on a prayer. Take my hand and we'll make it, I swear. That is like one of the top, I was gonna say like white peopling songs, but like rock songs that I know. Like when I grew up, like living on a prayer was the jam. And I was like, living on a prayer, like living on a prayer, living your entire life on a prayer. Yeah, I'm not going that deep yet. But I pretty much have shocked the people in my 24-hour circle. You know, like what I say, the people in your 24-hour circle is that you see a certain set of people like in 24 hours a day. I did not post on YouTube. I did not post on Instagram. I did not do, hey, B Hannah. Um, I did not do the official big chop picture with the lipstick and the transition pose and look at my new style. I have not done that like at all, but it hit me in the midst of this night, in the middle of the night. Like, what does this really represent? Because I have to say it this way, like, I didn't cut my hair on a big notion. Like, if you see Napoli ever out after or anything else like that, I cut my hair because I wanted to. Like, legitimately, I cut my hair because I wanted to. And honestly, I was tired of being hot. But when things kind of revealed, it got quiet. And for those who knows, I was coming out of a sickness, and I think my brain started settling, and I started eating my juices and berries. Um, there was this revelation that I had been lying about to myself that really revealed, and I was like, oh. And then I had to think about this revelation and see if I was taking it in other places. So let me just break that down real quick. I'm saying hello to B Hannah, and then hello to Danielle. Thank you. Wait, let me say, I'm loving me too. Thank you. Thank you. I'm taking all of the ego and compliments right now. So of course, I'm talking to my sister girls. Who else am I talking to? But this is for the replay. Um, hair, our hair is a lifestyle. It doesn't matter what it is. Black hair is not an accessory, it's like the main event. It is like since you come out the womb, the hair can take its own life. It becomes a necessity. And I don't get caught up in the debates. I know when we had the issue with, I think it was Gabby and her hair, like it's serious. You must be kept. You must be neat. Where are your barrettes? Are we matching? Are we doing two tones? Are we doing this today? Are we doing this? What's going on? Oh, your new growth has come out. Like hair itself is a lifestyle. And for those who still want to break down, you have two ways to go in your lifestyle. You can go relaxed or permed or chemical treated, or you can go natural. Now, with both of these, there's all these different rungs you can go. Um, girl, oh, B Hannah, I'm about to break this down for you in just a second. Trust and believe. But um, um, in either way, when you go from one to another, it's called a transition. See how I'm about to put this in? So you go through a transition. So when I big chopped, I introduced myself to a new transition. Now, I have not big chopped, I have big chopped before. And I kind of alluded to that. When I big chopped in the past, I hated my hair because I looked like my brother. And it's just like, I just refuse to look like a boy. When people are like, "Oh my God, you look like your brother." I equate that to looking like a boy. So it's like, no. And so I braided as soon as possible. But what I recognized in my story or journey this time is that um, I was purposely keeping long hair. In fact, when I moved to Dubai, I went through about 6 months of really bad damage and found this beautiful salon. I love that salon, and they really nourished my hair back to health. Child, they did. They nourished, they put me underneath the treatments, all this other stuff, to the point where I was back underneath that dryer for 3 hours, y'all, because I had so much hair and they had to do the roller set, and I was underneath that dryer for 3 hours. And I was like, "Is this about that life?" But when I came out of that, and then I moved to Rhonda, I was worried about hair. And I'm going to give you this. And so I have long hair, had long hair. And in Rwanda, allowed myself to get busy. So I was going back to kind of braiding and doing all that other stuff. And I struggle. I finally do have a hair technician here who really knows what she's doing. I love her, Zena. Shout outs to you. Which Zena has not seen this. So she's going to be like, "Girl, what did you do?" Um, but it took a while. Well, what happened is I dyed my hair blonde. Not a problem. I have always dyed my hair blonde. Pretty much since coming out of college. I like having that streak. And I do feel like your hair is an onset of your personality. So your hair should say something about who you are. So I loved having that streak. I always had blonde highlights because it was always like black with a streak or something. Like I'm always a streak on the west side. And so here I dyed it blonde and then I dyed it again. Well, the difference with me dyeing it blonde this time was I didn't do it for health. I did it because I was hiding what was naturally there. And what's naturally there was the gray hairs that was coming out. I don't know if you can see them now, but the gray hairs that were coming out because of age, because of time, because of space. And so the first dye job was like, baby, that was straight bleach. Like Jesus was my tinter because the way that that color came out and it came out gorgeous was like, oh my gosh, great. And then the new growth started coming in. And you know how that black new growth comes in. And then you have this blonde and that two tone. I'll be like really nervous about. I'm so thirsty and hungry. Let me drink some honey. And so I did a second dye job probably about 6 months later. And Zena did a wonderful job with that. But I quietly noticed one or two things. The previously dyed hair wasn't doing as well. So if I had just dyed the new growth, it might have still had some life in it. But my previously blonde hair just took on too much to bear. And it's like it went from this wonderful curl pattern to just up. Number two, I was attracting a lot more heat. And then number three, I don't wear bonnets. I go to sleep, I just fall asleep. I was not doing the best job taking care of my hair. There's many times it was in a ratted ponytail and not thoroughly combed or brushed out. And I was just really recognizing, and this is where I'm going to segue into, I was holding on to something that wasn't serving its true purpose. And I was prettying it up. Oh, I was prettying it up so y'all could see J Essence and y'all could love the mane and the curls could pop. And I was working so hard to pretty it up. Now, in working to pretty it up, pay attention. I admitted I didn't take care of it. See, in order to really make something pretty, you should be nurturing it. You're like all the time. If I really wanted to make sure my hair was pretty and nourishing, I would have been wrapping it at night. I would have been two strand twisting it so it could be in its protective style, putting on my bonnet, sleeping tight, drinking my water, doing my protective styles. And I wasn't. But then I would unravel it after it being unnourished and then ask it to perform for me, or I would have to spend hours combing it out and unmatting it and revealing, its truth just to wash it and love it for that moment and then have it go back and perform again. So right now I feel like the narcissist boyfriend. Like, "Nah, baby, go ahead and get ready. We about to go out. We about to go out. I need you to look good right now. Go ahead and put on that one dress. I got you. The one with the red sequins. We're gonna go ahead and go out. We're gonna flourish. We're gonna fluff." And so um when I woke up to cut off the hair, it was kind of waking up to no more. And mama helped me cut it. And I just remember looking in the basket, and it was all this hair. And my mother was like, "There's so many different colors under here." And it was kind of like there we go. I looked at the hair, and I remember saying, "There it goes." And I looked at it and realized I pretty much killed my hair. It it really wasn't full of life. It really wasn't full of the moisture that it needed. Like literally before this big chop, like 2 months ago, I had to chop off 3 inches of split ends because I wasn't going to get it regularly trimmed. So it was like 3 inches of just split ends. And then another thing that I really get concerned about is that they blow dry your hair out here, even to braid it, like when I was getting my cornrows. And so it was just so much heat and stripping I knew that was happening of my hair. And that really wasn't the way I wanted to go. But what I really recognized is that I was holding on because of how it looked to something that was dead. And I was holding on because of how I could make something serve me, how it could look for everybody else, how it could become pretty and it can be what it needed to be while it was still dead. And so my question is, or my revelation is that now that I've chopped off this hair, because I'm going to answer you, Deanna, in a second. Um, what else do I need to look into my life realistically and say it's already served its purpose? And real quick, it doesn't have to define you, but you can let it go because honestly, it's dead. Now, I can spend the time to make it up and make it look beautiful, and I can pump that life into it, but it's dead. It's dead. If I walked away from it, would it grow on its own? Would it thrive? Would it be on its own? If I walked away from it, if I did not put all the effort that I had to put into it, would it flourish on its own? And so that's why I came here today. And that's why I was saying living on a prayer, because that will just hit me like, um, I'm getting hit with the questions. Hey, Stephen, how you doing? Let me break this down real quick. No, Stephen, I'm random. I'm random, 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 random. Real random, super random. Don't know when I'm going to be random, random. Okay. And that is that is where it is. So I'm going to tie in Hannah's question. Sorry it took so long to get there. But do I feel like I've experienced a rebirth since my move? Yes. 1,000% yes. Um, I don't know if it's necessarily like this rebirth. Um, because the word rebirth is not sitting well with me. Um, and that's not because of anything you said. I think there's more, if I could say it correctly, and it might be the same thing or different, but I would say reincarnation. Um, the thing is that I think once again, you're talking to a person who overanalyzes everything. So when I kind of hear rebirth, I hear the right to start over. And when I think reincarnation, I am not, I didn't have to start over. I was able to take everything I was and reincarnate that and refurbish that. Um, oh, Stephen, we can talk about that. And then became the person who I needed to be. So the thing that I love about the definition that I'm giving is I didn't have to say no to who I was. There's nothing in my past that I'm ashamed of, or well, there's maybe two or three things. Let me be honest with you. Like, hey, there's some stuff that, but there's nothing in my past that I'm trying to look back at and say I had to become a different person. It's the true Sankofa. I'm taking my past and manifesting and building the future. So I feel like it's the true essence of Sankofa. Like I would show my tattoo now, of I've taken what I've learned and moved, and now taking everything I have and becoming who I shall be. So that is it. That is it. Um, who is this? Wow, that's powerful. I feel that way about my circumstances here in the States. I've been holding on to dead people. Yes. And so when I go back to that, I was doing that in the States. I think that the messages that God plants, he whispers. He kind of be like, what's the movie? I'm gonna get you, sucker. No. How to be a menace to society, where Keenan Ivory Wayans kept it, and he was like, message. Like that's God, and we might not hear it at times. I think he plants messages because um, the truth of another thing that I have to say is that my line sister came out here and there was like a lot of revelations, which I love. I love about being with certain people in your past that you can really sit back and reveal. And she turned around and she's like, Jay, we are so inspired by you. I'm like, why? And she's like, girl, you are doing it. You're doing this, you're doing this, you're doing this. And I was like, oh. And she's like, you're so courageous. You're so this. And I was like, actually, I'm not. I'm freaked out. Um, I overanalyze things. I have to be right in my moves, so I super strategize. And I said, but there's a lot of stuff that I just jumped, and I didn't even know I was jumping. Sometimes I fumbled into things. Um, got to cuss. I don't like talking shit. I like being about my shit. So I don't sit there and say I want to do something. I do it. And so she was like, "No, that's inspirational. That's like what you do." And I was like, "I just do it. Like, I don't know what that formula is for me because I just do it. I just latch into something and it goes. And then my energy goes towards that. I'm saying that because even with the hair situation, um, I did it. I did it. And I did not like me with short hair forever until I woke up this morning and it was like it's time and I'm freaking rocking it. And what I have recognized is that the power of me is within inside me, and it's not a set power. It can change and go. It's intuition. But what happens is when I'm listening to it or I'm going with it and I'm flowing within the energies that are me, the reasoning gets highlighted. I need water or food. God dog, I'm hungry. Jeez Louise, I'm about to die. Uh, um, the power flow is within me and it just happens. So the whole revelation I have now with the hair is I didn't realize how much self-reflecting I had to do until I did the small act of simply just cutting the hair. And the cutting the hair, like I said, was not this big thing. I just needed, excuse me, I'm gonna cuss, I'm gonna let it go. I just needed shit off of me. That's really where it came from. I just was like, I just need some shit off of me. I don't know if it's too hot. I don't know if I'm not doing right. I'm not comfortable. I'm spending too much time in the mirror fixing what's broken. I'm fixing too much time worried about the appearance of things versus the time it takes to actually maintain it. It really was just this physical reaction to I need more space to be comfortable. I need to be able to set myself up for a different future because that's what's happening next. I'm moving. And in this future, while I love being pampered, pow, this is still going to happen. And I love being here. It's not going to be as accessible to me. So I need to create myself a lifestyle where I can still do the things that I need to do because these are where my priorities are. So now when I say you got to let dead things die, I get it now in the sense of I was so busy holding on to my hair. I was so busy like a bottle of conditioner. Y'all with thick hair, my leave-in conditioner, I'm going through that sucker in 5 days. Now, baby, I got a little dab and I'm swiping here because that's not where my priority is. My priority is not making something pretty that's dead. If I let it go, I have more space to let new things grow, period. And who do I want to be? Do I want to be somebody who's constantly going over what was um, and trying to rehash it and make it become what it is? Or do I just want to go ahead and work with something new and take care of what I need to be? Let me tell you what this is before I go into this. Y'all remember females, you know this one. You remember when you dated that brother who played football in college? And while we 5 years out of college, he was still telling you stories about what happened when he played football against UCO or UCC, whatever like that, and how he would have been in the NFL if he had not, tackled on the right side instead of the left side, and he messed up his ankle, so he can't hold that weight. And it's 5 years later, and he's still telling stories. In fact, some of y'all married him, and he's sitting on his couch 22 years later, coaching from the sideline, talking about what he did back in his day. And I dated a brother who just could not get out of college, and you 42 years old. And so that's to me the same equation of you can't go forward because you're so busy highlighting the beauty of your past. But it's in the past. It's a Kutuna Matata. Tada. It's in the past. And so you can't get out and really step into your next realm because you want to sit there and be so glorified in who you was that that's all your identity is. So I'm going to go back one more time when you say, do I have a rebirth? Because I just pulled it all together. I, ah, what I'm tying together is that I'm still J Essence. I'm just a totally new version because it shed its skin like the snake. That served its purpose then. And now I have this new purpose and I'm just going to jump in it and be in it. And I get it now, but I have to let go of what was. And so I do it with blessings, I do it with kisses. It did what it needed to do, but now I got to come into this journey and I can't walk into this journey if I'm still carrying everything from behind. If I'm carrying things from behind that don't serve me. Now cuz I have a feeling that after this I'm going to have to make a couple telephone calls. And these are not telephone calls to tell you you ain't shit. These are telephone calls of apologies. Hey, I think I have this thing here. I'm letting it go. Love you, bless you, be you, keep going. But I got other things I need to serve. And I can't be sitting here drinking and having fun with somebody and then let a gossip page hit me and I revert back. I got to go forward. Now, Stephen, let me tell you what just happened. You said, I'm sorry about not coming to Rwanda. I got ticked and started a business here, and demand is kicking your behind. And it's supposed to. Let me be honest with you. I'm in a business. You do not have to apologize by putting your 100% into what you believe in. It takes time. Those people who have created a business and then they're going off and flying seas and all that other stuff. Good, you're doing it for the gram. I don't know how. I don't know how you have your money in and your inventory in and all this other stuff, and you've done your 3-year plan or 5-year plan, and you're comfortable. You're comfortable. I'm not comfortable yet. I might become comfortable in 2 months to be able to let my team go without me. And it's not a control freak. It's taking care of the business to ensure it's running the way it needs to, because I don't want to go on a vacation or go somewhere and have to come back and clean up mess. And I tell you what my control freak is. I walked around today. My mother is not here. She's back in the States. I love you, mama. She's taking care of business. But I literally walked outside and just looked at my team. Do y'all need? Nope. Do you need this? Nope. Cuz my team has been with me for 2 years now. Yeah, it's pretty much almost 2 years. They know how to run the house. They call me when they need money on their supplies. They call me when something's out of whack. They call me when cash power is done. But they know how to run the day to day. I'm not needed. Now, would that have happened a year ago? No. We have things that we had to talk about. We had to talk about sheets. We had to talk about this. We had to talk about how often to run the running machine. We had to talk. We had to have all these different talks. And so now I'm wringing my hands, but it's a good feeling. It's a little weird feeling, but I get it. So now that my household runs like this, I am now able to move, and everybody, we're moving with confidence. Like, I'm shocked. And I think we're all a little freaked out about where we're moving because God has blessed us once again. Like, I think they're looking at me like, oh my gosh. And I'm moving to a place that can hold the vision that I didn't know I had for myself. Watch that one. I'm moving into a place that is holding the vision I did not know I could have for myself. It's much bigger than I thought it to be. And it gets overwhelming, but I can spend my time being overwhelmed instead of my time of feeling like I'm not living up to or being adequate, that I have to fill in the gaps, the imposter syndrome. Like, oh my gosh, what do I have to do to fill in here? Oh, no, no, I belong here. It's just, where do I need to place those things? So for Stephen, I'm saying again, if you had to run the business, the man is supposed to kick your behind. It's supposed to, I understand. And here's the other piece that I don't understand, and I'm learning, and I finally got to talk to somebody here. There are so many people who are kind of like, hey, are you going to do this now with the rabbits? And I'm like, no, I'm not doing this now with the rabbits, because if I turn around and supply this now, in 3 months, I'm going to have a lower supply. Like, I have to plan out for the next year. I have to put a contingency plan in place. So, yes, things can happen, be flexible, but I can't. Let me put it this way to make it easy for business people. I can't be so hungry to make money right now that I make the quick money and I don't make the long term money. Yes, there's been a lot going in. It's been a lot of investing. Yes, I want my money back, God. We're going to talk about that. Yes, but there's three things. One, I need to do more research. And the more research is, I have this one entity. I have learned 4 ways it can make me money. 4 ways. I knew two when I started. I can definitely complete the four, but there's three more ways it can make money if I finish my research up. Because I'm going to tell you this: by the time I finish, there's going to be every piece of the rabbit that could be sold, every single piece, and I know how, and we're going to make it happen. But then number two, um, is that I have that more research to do. And then it's like we have to get those facilities, and then we have to have the time and the supply. So no, no, no. I'm holding to God. I'm gonna be a 4,000 rabbit, commercial owner or whatever. We're gonna have rabbits galore, but we're gonna have such a supply and demand of going through that it's the place to be. There's other things that I'm going to be claiming. I claim it out loud, but it takes time. So, Stephen, I'm not mad about what you're saying to do. There's not a need to apologize. There's a reason to shout you out because of the things that's happening. Thank you. I'm so behind on comments, so I'm going to catch up. D. Jones, yes. So I hope you're listening. So speaking of holding on to dead things, there are all kinds of old folks back in the States trying to entice me back with land houses, etc. Cool, cool. And this is, to be honest with you, this is me. I don't have anything negative to say about that. I have nothing negative to say if you want to go back to the States, if people are showing you this. Because what's happened is there's a journey in every space. Choose your journey. But I think that you know in your heart, especially when you're quiet, what's your journey right now? What's your journey right now? Because I'm not gonna, mm, let me see. Risky sounding, most women have a problem letting go. Oh, you want me to fight you today, Stephen? Most women have a problem letting go of ish. Storage room full, storage building in the backyard full, children grown, baby clothes in the closet. I know you thought this was cute. Where's my tea? Somebody get me some water. Please get me some water because I'm about to go in. All right, let me explain something. Most women have a problem letting go of ish. One, because y'all, whoever wants to be out there, want to hold us responsible for ish. So we have taken it upon ourselves to make sure that we can answer the question or call. When I say you want to hold us responsible, Mama, where is my so where is my why can't I? So we have to become the people who constantly answer whatever call you're ready to give. So let's put that one together first. Women tend not to let go of things because one, two, and three, and I wish I could write this down so I could put this in the best argument possible. But the first is that we have been defined by so much in our past that we will go over it scrap and nail to make sure that that's not what we're doing in the future, to the point where it does hinder us. And I can sit there and tell you right now, even in my dating, how many people have told me to go back into my day. What have you done wrong? What are you attracting? What are you doing? What have you done to work on yourself? What are you doing to do this? And so what happens is people and others will dig so much into what you are that you hold on to stuff. That's the emotional baggage that you're talking about, because we have been taught that things are our fault. No matter what the situation is, it is our fault. It is our fault. It is our fault. So we will hold on to things. Now, you want to talk about physical things. We have to answer. So we do hold on because you have to find this. And some of it's being smart. Why would I turn around and throw away something when it's such and such like that? Why would I turn around and throw away the baby clothes here when maybe down the line this is going to be used here? I ain't gonna lie to you. I had a dress that I wore for 18 years. It was my aunt's wedding. I was her flower girl. So what it was like I was 5 years old. Baby, I wore that dress when I was 5. I wore that dress for Easter when I was 6. I then turned around and wore that dress when I was 8 for Halloween. We turned around and did it again when I was 12 and became a fairy because it was too little. So we put some tights on it. I was a fairy at age 13, moved to a new school. I was a fairy again for 13. Then I turned around. My mama cut up the ruffles and did something with it when I was 16, because you can repurpose it. So, um, going back to your comment, if we were talking back and forth, this would be a better dialogue. But I do want you to realize that mm-mm, I'm not going to hold on to that. Like, yeah, we have a problem letting go back, lady, back, like, no, mm-mm. Go to the next sister you think who has a hard time of letting go of stuff and say, baby, how can I ease some of that off you? Baby, how can I ease the pain? Baby, how can I take some of that away from you? You ask them the question and say it with love. What is it that you're holding on to that you do want to let go of? Because I'll be honest with you want to talk about the storage and stuff. My mother is going back to let go of things. And she's admitted, I understand, it's hard. Let her go through the emotions of letting go of things, because the truth is, and I shouldn't say this one, she says she feels like she's setting up her own funeral. And I know people are like, oh, yeah, because she's having to watch things die. She's having to understand that there's not somebody to pass this on to, or, these friendships are gone or whatever. It takes a piece, because let me tell you another thing about the beauty of Black women. We are not living this life in vain. We have stories, we have memories, we have moments, we have so much that we've held on to and hold on to, that all of those things that we're holding on to have a story attached to it. So maybe ask about the story and we can let it go. Yeah, I'm giving that to the old school generation. There we go. There's nothing come back. The system is collapsing. I've heard it. Okay, so y'all talking, he says. Okay. Whew, I need food and I need water. Oh, we have colds. We cold beer. Oh, congratulations, Stephen. That's how businesses get started. Like, shouts outs to that. Oh my gosh. Good job. You said, I'm pissed about not being able to find an ice cold build here anywhere. So I started an ice business. The bars and the fishmongers, the eateries have caused me to get a second phone. I'm cheap. It's okay, but shout outs to your business. And this is the thing. A lot of business come out of frustrations like, why can't you do this? You know what? I'll do it myself. I don't know. I'm proud of you, Steven. I'm proud of you. How in Kampala? You're in Uganda. Oh no. You know what? Send me an email. There's a well, okay, I don't know. You talking about calf rabbitries? Like, that's the number one. But there are so many places in Uganda. We're supposed to go to Uganda to get training in rabbits. I know they're not selling it for 60K. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Okay. Inky Dink. I like Inky Dink. Hi, Jay. Joined my cousin connection June 1st and gotten one phone call and about 6 emails. I think that's good. If something's not happening, let me say this: if something's not happening, email me personally. But I do think that we have one of our emails linked to the wrong email address. Me and Emmanuel are going to find that. Um, yeah, I'm hoping, because we're trying to do what we need to do. Oh gosh. Okay. That ain't being smart. That's insanity. I broke up with one woman because she was basically a hoarder, spoiled only child of well parents. So imagine being a mountain of old. Okay, see, you talking about your own issues. You talking about your own issues. I don't have any. See, look, when you ask me a question, I talk in generalizations. I don't talk in a personal situation. Mm-hmm. Yep. My mom has to let go of stuff. Okay, so we're back on the comments and everything. So that's awesome. That's good. God, I'm so sorry. I'm tired right now. Thank you. Girl, I'm sorry. I'm hungry. Let me not do another live without me having a snack. Oh my God. Oh, I'm so hungry. Mm, mm-mm. I'm hungry. So, I'm hoping everyone has the stuff that they want to talk about. This inky dinky again. I don't feel the connection I thought I would feel. I plan to leave the USA at the end of September and hope to have more correspondence by then. Okay, so let me say Inky just joined my cousin connection June 1st. Um, I am going to say this. My cousin connection with the website is set up to give you all the tools that you feel like you need in order to relocate. So all of the articles, all of the information, the connection comes when you get here. It is really hard to truly connect. Well, and let me be honest with you, I don't know where you are in your process. And I gotta find this stuff. Let me see if I can get you the relocation guide. This is hard because I'm in the middle of a move. But if you can email me, I'll send you the relocation guide. But you really do need to spend your time focusing on leaving. You don't need to be split minded. Once you set up your plane ticket and your Airbnb, you will have time to do everything you need to do here. So you don't have to like plan out everything. Everything will come. You need to practice on closing things down. Um, and Inky, um, I need to get Emmanuel. There's a relocation guide that I created. I think that would help you with the checklist. But like at the end of August, like we have monthly gatherings. We give the information. I have the numbers for you to connect to with other stuff. So you'll be connected. And if you don't, let me be honest with you, you don't have to say that you like it. If you don't like my cousin connection and you say, hey, I don't want to be a member anymore, that is 100% fine. This is not the only way. But do check the visa article. Do check the what do you need article. Do check. I think we have an article like your first 48 hours, how to get, MTM versus Airtel, all that stuff. But I'm going to tell you first. Um, I'm not going to lie to you either. Um, are you shut down? Are you completed in the States? You don't want to be double minded. You don't have to be double minded. I understand being double minded. Number two, I'm not going to lie to you because I'm not going to say, hey, call me, I'll guide you. Because normally I would. I am being transparent. I'm going through 2 to 3 major moves. Like my life is hectic up until August 31st. And I went through this. And so I don't want to tell you, hey, connect with me. And then I can't give you the attention that you seek because of that. But I also would like, and I've done that with a couple of people. Like if you want my WhatsApp number just so you could be connected, that's great. That's fine. But I hope that. So I'm hoping all of that works. But if you're visiting first, you're fine. Oh, you're fine. So let me go back through this. Um, go back through these comments. Hannah B, that's great. I sold everything except the motorcycle and the land. Just signed it over to your brother. Um, see now, Steve, you have me asking real questions. Because I want to know how much their pounds were. Like, how big was the rabbit? Was it like at 2 pounds? Like, I'm curious. This is all the stuff I talk about to email me. And then Inca, you said, um, I like the my cousin connection visiting first. Okay. Like I said, if you visit, just tell me what you need. I mean, let me be honest with you. We try to take care of you. So just tell me what you need. We try to take care of you. Let me give you my email. Steven, hit me up on my email because I'm interested in about that rabbit. Just put in a chat. I wanna eat, and it's 5 a.m. Ah, which means 6 a.m. we start moving because we pack these rabbits up. B Hannah is out. You better go ahead, B Hannah. And then here's my email. Another live, another live. We going live. We going live. Oh my God, I just realized there's a couple people I need to call. Jesus. Oh, I need to get back on yes, back on the grind. Lord help. Oh my gosh. Oh no, I did answer those questions. Your girl try to be on it. Your girl try to be on it. Okay, I think I'm going to go ahead and close this one out. Somebody emailed me. Good job for paying attention. And like I said, we got a lot of stuff in store, but today is a long day. August 13th, a year and some months since the beginning of Hatima Farms, and we are now moving to the big farm. Bye. Let dead things die. That's all I can say. And if I'm gonna have to do anything else, I'm delirious with the food now. Um, Steve is talking. Um, yeah, I don't want to sit there and like be over deep. Just like let the dead things die. I was gonna say, and I'll say this the last piece. There was a story I read in you know how like they made you read all them deep stuff you wasn't ready to read like your sophomore year in high school or whatever. And I remember like there was the story of a woman who found like well, let me state the story. The story is that it was a widow, and her husband had died, and she was, of course, distraught and everything else like that. So I guess some old lady came up to her house and let her know that she had three wishes, but to be very careful for what she wished for and not to, whatever else like that. So immediately the woman said, "Thank you." Um, and she, went to the bedroom and cried and she wished immediately for her husband to come back. And so, um, of course, nothing happened. So she went to bed and she's like, that night she heard scratching on the windows. And she's like, "What is that?" And she heard like an eerie sound here, and it was never like that. And then, like in the middle of the night, she finally went to the window, and bam, like this zombie of a skeleton was like, like that stuff. And then, like, of course, she was freaked out, like, "Oh my God, whatever." So she was being haunted, right? Well, in the story, it was kind of gruesome. Like, why am I reading this? But it was her husband because she wished him back from the dead. And that's when I learned at a very early age, how you say things matter. So, like, if I ever did get three wishes, like, I'm putting all, you know, stipulations in there. But what it kind of put in my mind was just like, maybe some things are better off the way it happened. Or, you can't bring back the hands of time. Bring the hands of time if I could find a way. Um, then um it's done. Like what is done is done. And so I say this and then I'm actually reading the comments because Stephen and Hannah are working it out. Stephen said book the flight, commit your money and you're behind. And he said put pressure on yourself. And Hannah just said she did it, like shout outs to things happening. And then in relation to the story, it's just like, yeah, you can't turn back now. You can't turn back. Either you go forward or you waste your money, but you don't turn back. Nobody in my family. I remember that, Stephen. Except my mom. They thought I was playing because according to American Dream Nightmare, I seemed comfortable. Okay, I'll be talking to you soon, Hannah. Because you got your flight. I'm gone. Also, Inca. I hope everything's taken care of. Make sure you have my email. But I'm gone. Peace.